Hey, if you've ever wished that you could create a passive income, or if you've been sold the dream of having something create a passive income that works for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whether you ever do anything or not, you're gonna wanna watch today's video through until the very end, as I'm about to dispel the myth of passive income and share with you the actual truth when it comes to the matter. Now, with that said, if this is your first video, my name is Misha Wilson. Over the course of the last few years, I've generated well over $20 million in sales online, and I've produced various income channels that generate what many people would call passive income. But because I have a different mindset when it comes to those income vehicles, I've been able to keep that income and have that income come in consistently and predictably. Now, as always, if you get value, don't forget to let me know in the comment section below what your biggest takeaway is. And don't forget to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that bell icon notification button so that you're notified when I do more videos just like this. With that said, let's go ahead and dive right in.
Welcome to the Misha Wilson Show, where we show you how to create massive success online so you can enjoy the lifestyle of your wildest dreams.
All right, so once again, today I want to talk about the myth of passive income and talk about how you should actually treat, your passive income sources, quote unquote, if you want to be successful long term. And the reason why I want to talk about this right now is just with everything going on in the world, right? It seems like everybody and their mother has become a professional investor. Cryptocurrency is talked about more than anything. Forex is talked about all the time. And they're all kind of framed as, oftentimes these passive income vehicles. And to be clear, I invest in crypto. I believe in it. I believe in the technology, etc. But what I want to talk about right now is the issue that I see a lot of people have that leads to them having, that income come in for a little while, but then ultimately having that income go away as quickly as that income came in. All right, and it really comes down to the actual label that you give the overall experience. That label being, quote unquote, passive income. So one of the huge lessons that my mentor shared with me, Keith Cunningham, a few years ago, is that the label becomes the experience. All right, so if you're going through something that you think is going to be really hard and you tell yourself, oh my God, this is going to be really hard, then it's going to be really hard. Where if you're going through that same experience and you tell yourself, God, this could be pretty interesting. This might be a challenge that is extremely fulfilling and extremely rewarding. Again, because you're giving it the label of something that's going to be interesting, something that's going to be rewarding as a challenge, it's going to be interesting and it's going to be a rewarding challenge. So remember, the label always becomes the experience. Now, the issue with giving something the label of passive income is that whenever you give something the label of passive income, you treat it in a very passive way. And when you treat something in a very passive way, that something usually goes away, right? If you want to be in really good shape and you work really hard for 6 months and you eat really well and you work out 6 days a week, and then you say, all right, I'm going to be in passive good shape. Well, guess what? You being in good shape is going to go away very quickly, right? Maybe you find the love of your life and you're in an amazing relationship and you work really hard in that relationship for a year, and then you say, all right, I'm going to be in a passive relationship. Guess what? That relationship is going to go away, or go the wrong direction at least, very quickly. All right, the same thing holds true when it comes to passive income. If you have an income source that's generating income in a passive way, meaning that you don't have to work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, meaning that your hours aren't attached to the actual outcome that the income vehicle produces, right? So you can work an hour, but it will still produce over and over and over again. That's an awesome thing. But if you give it the label of having a passive income, what will happen is you'll treat it as a passive income. You won't optimize it. You won't care for it. You won't check in on it. You won't do all the things that you need to do in order to keep it running. You won't look at the risks associated with it. You won't look at other opportunities associated with it that could produce even further income on top of what you already have. And based on, once again, you kind of neglecting that source of quote unquote passive income, that source of income will go away as quickly as humanly possible. All right. Now, the much better approach is to aim to set up income vehicles that once you set them up, they continue to work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, yet at the same time, treat them as their active income. All right, so give yourself, at least a few hours per week, 3 or 4 hours per week, to really look at those income vehicles that you're building, and whether or not they're passively working or not at that point in time, put some effort into optimizing them. Put some effort into making sure that they stick around. Put some effort into making sure that there's nothing that's going to come up from a risk perspective that takes that income away. Put some effort into, making sure that it's doing everything in the most efficient way as humanly possible, because ultimately that's the way that, just like with fitness, just like with a relationship, just like with anything else, that's the way it will stick around long term. All right, so remember, while you might be able to create an income vehicle that generates quote unquote passive income, if you treat it like passive income, that income will go away. Where if you build the income vehicle that generates passive income, but you treat it as an active income vehicle and you nurture it and you spend the time optimizing it, you spend the time just like you would with a relationship or with fitness or whatever another analogy is that you want to go ahead and apply to it, if you treat it as such, it will continue to bear fruit. It won't go away. It'll end up bearing more fruit. And long term, you will have income vehicles that generate income 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all the time. You just won't have the label of passive income, which means that they'll actually stick around longer, produce more, and ultimately allow you to live the life of your wildest dreams. So with that said, I hope you got a ton of value out of this video. If you did, let me know in the comment section below what your biggest takeaway was. And don't forget to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that bell icon notification button so that you're notified when I do more videos just like this.